Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Island. I did it again, didn't I? I said it in the wrong way. I was supposed to say of the island. Do I have any? We're gonna go kill a wither as I promised in the last video to start off this episode. We're actually, you know what? Let's kill 2 of them. Yeah, I always like to keep a few skulls on my hand. I don't have any potions or stuff, so maybe... Ooh, you know what we could do? I have a fantastic idea. Let's go to the nether, actually, and let's try and build one of those wither traps. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but that's what I always used to use. We can grab some ugly blocks here. It's, granite is probably worse. I'm starting to have a direct crush. It sucks. No, I'm not having a direct crush. Stop it. Got my armor. Okay, very good. What was I saying? I was just about to start this episode. Yeah. That's what I was supposed to say. I was just about to start this episode, and apparently there is some type of Halloween or something going on right now in... Oh Jesus, that was loud. Are pigmen still angry at me? I was here farming up some gold earlier. Okay. Alright. You know what? I can't really stand mobs and things in the nether. Yeah. Anyway, losing my track here. I was, apparently there is some kind of Halloween, I don't know if it's today. It's not supposed to be this weekend. I think it's next weekend. But in Sweden, we don't really celebrate Halloween. Which makes this super weird because... Yeah, the kids... someone knocked at our door, the kids, and they were like, trick or treat. And me and my girlfriend, we very rarely have candy at home. And I'm too afraid to open the door for the kids. I don't want to disappoint them. So I said my girlfriend, go open the door, Emily. And she did. And she said, I'm sorry, we really don't have any candy. I was hiding in the bedroom, of course, like you do when you're a man. From 5-year-old kids. Is this a good place? We're gonna make a wither trap if I didn't say that. I think I said that. Anyway, one thing that led to the other, and they just left. They didn't do anything. So I ran out of the door and I locked the door, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna play some Minecraft now. And here I am feeling like a big wooz. That's not gonna cut it, that area there. Anyway, I just want to share that because it just literally happened at the time of the recording. And I felt kind of weird. But hope that you're doing fantastic today. It's Saturday. And I have just finished up working. And I have now got a 1-week vacation that I actually haven't told anyone about because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to have vacation or not. Because it's been so much lately at work. But now that I have my vacation, I've kind of thought about maybe I will do some island streaming and stuff during the vacation. Because that could be fun. I should have a little bit of extra time on my hand. And we do have a lot of landscaping and things. So there may be a stream coming out after this video, but if so, I will be posting like a little notification video as well, so keep your eyes out on the channel. Don't be disappointed if there isn't, because I'm not sure, but there may be a late night stream for me here today. We'll see. So that's gonna be fun because a lot of you have been so kind. The comments have been amazing. We're gonna go to Tortuga once we get a wither killed. I'm just looking for an ideal spot to put up a wither trap. But we're gonna go to Tortuga and we're gonna go and slay... not slay, we're gonna slay the wither here. We're gonna take a look at some of the suggestion that you guys left in episode 27. Absolutely amazing things for Tortuga. And like I had backlog 25 to 27, but now I've seen your comments. I just had to wait there. 2 days of not playing this world. I mean, I don't know. My hat is off, ladies and gentlemen. People keep talking about, big YouTubers keep talking about how tough it is to make money and stuff on YouTube. And it just gets so frustrating for me because they do get so many comments, so many nice people. I understand that some people live off of this, and of course they want to have their income and things, but I hope that the big YouTubers focus more on how much fun they can have in Minecraft and how many awesome comments and nice things people say to them. After a lot of digging and almost killing my pickaxe, I realized that wither spawning have changed a little bit from 1.7 which is when I last did one of these traps. So I went and I started to look up if the old trap that I knew of with basically you had a piston, oops, you had a piston, and then you had a certain formation in the bedrock, and then you pushed the wither up as he was spawning. So I wanted to see if that was still valid, and it wasn't. So good things that I checked it up. However, Panda, the tech super guy, German, has found another way to do this. So what you're gonna need is a bedrock area that is a 3x3 solid, like this. And then, let's see if I remember, you place a block in the middle, and apparently you can spawn the wither laying down right now, as long as you have air blocks on all sides of it, which I had no idea about. And the idea here is that the guy will flip up and spawn inside the bedrock. And hopefully I've aligned this correctly, otherwise I have a strength potion in me. And my husky is just talking a little bit. I played back the first part of the video, and I heard there was some background noise of her playing as well. Now she's talking. But alright, let's see if this works. So, in theory, if I go ahead and I lower this thing, in theory he should be stuck. Oh yeah, look at that. He is stuck in the blocks. And my dogs are fighting like crazy. That worked beautifully. Wow. That's way easier than the old method. Let's do another one. Hold on, let me just check on my dog real quick. Alright, I think we're good. She was in need of some dad attention. So I played with her a little bit. Okay, let's try a second one here. Huskies are the greatest. I love her to death. She is she's so weird though. Like, she could have days where she just lay down, she doesn't do anything. She just looks at me weirdly and she's like, what on earth are you doing on this earth? And then some days, like now, she would come and she would be super happy and just talking and howling and things. Alright, anyway, this works super well. And the fun thing with this as well, if you want to do it in your world, here are the chords. This will be the same chords in your nether. I did it at 0x and -30 z. And the bedrock formation will look exactly the same in your world, which I had no idea about. So thank you, Panda, for teaching me that. Okay, I'll head back to Tortuga. I will make a beacon. And I want to work a little bit on the docks today there, I think. That's what I feel up for at the moment anyway. So I will go back and I will see you over at Tortuga. Alright, over at Tortuga. I said I wanted to play around with the docks here today. And so I started to put down the docks. And this is kind of the style we're going with over at the Iskall. After I had it done for the entire thing, I kind of looked at it and I was like, wow, that's very ugly for Tortuga. It really doesn't work. And so I started trying out a different style. Little bit more stone heavy and a little bit taller. And then I'm using junglewood logs kind of randomly sitting in places. And I think this looks better for like a city port. That makes sense. It's more of a big ship dock thing. I wanted to try though. I was thinking in my head. I wanted to try. I was thinking in my head. I want to try see if we could do something with stone. Because I've been looking at a lot of pictures, and in a lot of the piratey timey villages, the ports are actually made out of stone. And then you have bridges or smaller docks that are made out of wood. I don't know if that's the way, but I kind of wanted to see what happened. And you know what I say, when you get some idea, then do try it out. Wanted to talk a little bit about the response for the last video while we place these down. Gupping up and down. Is it gupping? Gupping is not an English word, that's a Swedish word. Iskall. Bobbing up and down. I want to talk a little bit about the feedback of Tortuga, which by the way had, once again, a lot of comments, and thank you all so much for it. Some of the suggestions that I put down on the board over there, a tavern? I mean, hello. You guys, how could I not think about a tavern in the first, when I put this down? That is like the craziest thing, craziest miss I've ever experienced, if you will. It almost feels like I'm brand new, you know? We definitely, for sure, gotta be able to, we gotta be able to provide rum and things for the pirates once they've beaten the English, who apparently are led by Plenty of Kills, I've learned. Plenty of Kills being a viewer of mine, and a person on the fan server, an admin on the fan server, actually. But yeah, so we definitely need a pub. That's just ridiculous that I forgot. So great suggestion, the few of you who mentioned that. I think you guys were saying that we should make it into an auto brewery kind of thing. Now, I think that makes sense, but I would really like to try and keep all my infrastructure, farms and stuff in my pirate cave. And then use this place. I kind of want Tortuga to be the place. If I feel that I need to trade with a villager, maybe we found a villager with an Infinity book or a Silk Touch book, I want to head over to Tortuga, you know? I want to walk the streets and buy the stuff, basically. But what we could do for a tavern is like have a cleric that selling the XP bottles and possibly other things as well. So I do think we need one for sure. So that was the biggest thing. There was a lot of suggestions. One thing that I liked in particular was someone was saying, do not landscape all of this that I was talking about in the last episode, but do make a bridge over to this mountain and maybe make a lighthouse on the mountain. And so I wrote down that as well. I really like that idea. Makes a lot of sense. And we could, I don't know if we should make a lighthouse or if we should make like raise this up a little bit to a sort of a spooky thing. But we'll see. There was a lot of great suggestions, so thank you so much for it. Now, how does this look? I'm kind of liking that better than the wood lining, to be honest with you. The wood lining is better looking design-wise, but this fits better in the area, I think. But yeah, I'm kind of done with the docks. This is actually 4.5 hours after the last segment. I've just been back and forth playing around with this. I wanted to talk a little bit about the buildings here. I've been doing a little bit more since the last episode, so you'll notice we have this building coming up, which is new. Hello, there's the beacon that we placed down, by the way, fully gold. With this building up on sort of the town square. I took away the bricks because you guys were saying that it didn't work. A lot of you, or not a lot of you, but a few of you actually questioned if we really should use clay. And so I kind of questioned that as well in between episodes. I tried out wood, I tried out jungle, spruce. I was actually going to take this down, but I forgot before I hit the record button. Oh well. I've questioned it a little bit myself. Just because you guys were questioning it. But here's my logic to why we need to keep the clay, okay? You ready for this? If you look at Mediterranean villages, they are the kind of only villages in the world that builds with clay. Because like desert villages, they build with some sort of dried up clay / sandstone type of thing. But the ones that are in ports, they do build with clay. What I think we need to do though, and some learnings, is that we need to be a little bit more considerate about the colors. So maybe red, as you guys were saying as well, red should only be for like the brothel or the mayor's house. I saw a comment about something like that. But for now, what I think is going to be the most important thing is get a little bit more different shaped houses. So not only cobble foundation, oak logs in the corners, and then clay on the top. And so I kind of made this. This could be like a blacksmith, because, oh yeah, more shops that were suggested were like Butcher, Fletcher, Anna, with a pirate surname, of which I cannot pronounce, suggested that the religious building should be like a fortune teller, which I think is amazing. So we're going to do that. We'll have to find out a good trade for it. Where were I? Oh yeah, I think it's important now to make sure that we don't overdo or overlook the clay. We need to shape the buildings a little bit different. There needs to be a little bit variation, although we need to keep the uniform. It's a bit tricky. You can see that I've actually had my diorite crush here. Use some diorite, and I think it looks alright. So maybe stained clay, diorite, red for special buildings. And then we could also use the white. Well, actually this one is better than the white stained clay, I think. This is the light gray. Oops. Yeah, light gray. That's the white. We could possibly use the white as well. But basically we need to get a little bit of differentiation into the buttocks of the buildings, I think. We need to get a little bit of different style. But it's certainly getting to a point. If we take a look now in the sunset, it's always a good thing to look at things with a beautiful sun in the background. And kind of feel, I get the feeling of a nice city coming up, actually. We have different sizes, different heights. You see what I'm thinking? And the clay, for me, it just looks right. I've been considering how we should fill the area with buildings. If we should go this way and then down here now immediately, or if we should continue backwards. I think we should continue this way a little bit, and it's super dark. I cannot see anything, so I shall go and sleep. One more thing that is very important when we have such plain texture choice as clay and diorite, we aren't really mixing it up, if you know what I mean, is the details, if you will, of the buildings. Balconies, any kind of stuff like that is going to be super, super important. So I added these a little bit randomly, and I added some shape down there, and I think that makes a lot of difference. I really like it. Let's try and figure out, and then I'll try and add some more buildings. I want to try a roof design. I have some spruce. The roofs are going to be super simple, okay? We just have to find colors that will work. But basically, we're going to do like the very most basic Minecraft roofs you can build. Or we're going to try it anyway, because and my logic, I should say, my logic behind this is that in pictures that I've seen, jeez, hold on. Oops, that's what happens when you have a beacon. Pictures that I've seen, these roofs on the buildings in Mediterranean buildings are very flat, and they are not very fancy. And you know, we could go with a steampunky thing, and then we could. I don't even think I wouldn't do that. I think I want to do something like this. We could go with the steampunky roofs and stuff, but I think this will look better and make more sense in the end, that what I'm doing right now. So we're just gonna go around with. Are you kidding me? Oh, I suck at this game. I suck at this game so much. I do apologize. Okay, here we go again. We're just gonna go around with one layer of this all the way around, wrapping it like a mushroom hat, and then we're gonna have another layer here, like that. Very basic. This is how I made my first roof when stairs came, and I was like, ooh, that's a pretty roof. And ever since I've not made any more roofs. Yeah, it's gonna be very simple, but I think it's gonna make sense because we're gonna focus our eyes on something else. Like in many villages and many builds that I've seen, there's always the huge focus on the roofs, which is good. You know, it's a way to make a place look interesting. Now I want to focus on the alleyways. I want to focus on the little things, if you will, and so therefore I think this roof actually fits, even though it's. by its own, it's pretty ugly. Let's just take a look at what we have there. Yeah, very simple. Crap. Very simple, but I think that's gonna work just fine. Alright, I got that roof up. We're gonna take a look at it. I just got an idea. I want to start considering wind eyes and stuff. So I made these. Hold on. My inventory is a mess. I just had to go and get some some spruce saplings. So I have a little bit of a spruce plant here now because I ran out. Anyway. Yeah. It's not super pretty or anything, but it definitely works. I see one thing that I may want to change though. I used the... Oh crap, that's a terrible throw. Dang it. I placed slabs on top here, and I think I may want to bring these down actually over the whole thing so that they are on this level. Yeah, I think that will look better. Very flat roof, very kind of boring roof for now, but I do believe that it's going to be the best choice. Crap, can't place blocks today. Actually getting a little bit frustrated about Tortuga today because I've been trying so many different things with things and stuff, and I've just been failing. Okay, let's try the glass panes here as well, because I truly believe that once we start adding details to these plain houses, stuff will happen. Let's try the light gray there and then this here. And if you're wondering why I have connected textures on the wind eyes, by the way, it is from Optifine, so it's not a resource pack. Yeah, I almost feel like the vanilla one or the unstained one went better there. Kind of interesting. That's rarely that I ever that I see that. Maybe we don't have wind eyes at all. I'm not sure. But that's kind of cool. Now the next step, and this is why I think I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated about this place, is because we have so many different things. You can see how my brain have kind of operated here, just scattered things around. We have a stone, we have a different height here, with all types of different buildings and stuff, which is good because then in the end, you know, we get to try it out. What I think we have to do though is to get rid of the mycelium. I need to make like a little bit of a perimeter and then get in some sand. Because I've been thinking about this a lot, and I really believe that the ground sort of color or ground sort of terrain for Tortuga is sand. Like the lush jungle part of the tropics that starts further up. Now, a few people were saying that we really need to have... That's actually wrong. Crap. A few people were saying that we definitely need to have palm trees over here scattered around. And I agree with that. So that's something we're going to do. But I think the base kind of foundation material should be sand. And then we replace it in areas with stone and gravel and stuff where people have been walking. And we try and mix it up, of course, and make it look all natural. But just to get rid of all this granite and stuff, I think will help me immensely figuring things out and looking at things and stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to mark out a little bit of a perimeter where I decide that I'm going to sandify it. The most important area is, of course, here where we have the buildings. But yeah, I'll be placing some sand then, I guess. I actually like placing down sand. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, I have placed down some sand, and I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated over this place. I've kind of taken an executive decision here in my head that we are indeed... Hello, squid! Get out of my face. That we are indeed gonna use stone docks. I think, at least. But that may change. A lot of things today in my head have changed. It's actually getting very frustrating, this whole Tortuga bay and things that I was planning, because nothing is looking the way that I want it to look. And that's just how Minecraft is sometimes. I think it's time for me to take a little bit of a break from Tortuga, and then kind of freshen up and come back with a fresh mind. Freshen up and come back with a fresh mind. Look at me being all super good at explaining myself. But yeah, I got some sand placed down. And the idea here is that we'll try and make the sand look like it's blown over these stony docks. So I kind of started the process here a little bit. I think what's important when you do these things is that you... That sounded like a song. No, is that you have a line that the original docks went to, and this would be my line. Otherwise, I think if you don't have that line made up in your head prior to starting to do this stuff, it'll probably just look scattered in the end. Like this is looking at the moment. I'm actually a little bit worried. This may not work. We'll have to think about it. But the stone docks, definitely, I feel that they make sense. We may have some more wood details though. I've actually left the spruce ones here for now because I wanted to get your guys' opinion about that log works. Wow, my voice just disappeared. Okay, there we go. It's back in business. Then I placed down the sand and yeah, it's looking pretty bad still. It's better though, definitely better. Like there isn't a whole lot of random things going on. And I've kind of started to realize that the beauty of Tortuga isn't going to come from one building or two buildings. It's going to come from the fact that it's a huge build and a huge project that kind of hangs or sticks together, if you know what I mean. And so with that in mind, it's probably a wise thing to not overthink things, but to get buildings down. I think will make a lot of sense. Because once we start to get buildings down, we can sort of start to feel... I always say that you have to be careful when working with stuff. You have to be careful not to add detail early on. You have to first do the foundation, scaffolding, foundation, block chart, and then the details, right? The only problem with that is on YouTube... I'm worried that like if I do a project that's gonna span over like 20 episodes like I feel Tortuga will, just build wise, then maybe you guys will think that it's crappy looking and you won't see the full picture. So I hope that you don't. We're gonna try something here. I want to put down a palm tree. There was a lot of people saying that we need to have palm trees here in Tortuga, and I agree. Actually, how... That's way too tall. Let's go down one. Actually, let's go down one more. There. Okay. That may still be too tall. Let's try it out though. So the way we do these again. Place down a 3x3 like so. And then that. And then we come out here. 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 Okay. And then we go like this. By the way, there will be a live stream. I said that earlier, right? But I've kind of taken the decision during this recording. I want to do some more landscaping over there, man. And now that I've got this kind of frustration going in my head with Tortuga, that is not just working out for me the way I was hoping that it would. Actually, how is it that I make these? Do I bring them down here or... I'm not sure. I've built several of these. I can't remember. That's certainly not right. Yeah, now that I've been working with this and have a little bit of frustration over it, it's not a bad frustration though. It's one of those creative frustrations where I'm gonna push myself to find... I don't think that's how we've done it, but we'll try it here, by the way. It's one of those good frustrations where I will push myself to kind of find a way to make this work, this place work. And so in the end, it will be something beautiful and gorgeous. And that palm tree is way too tall. Holy crap. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take this down. But for now, I want to just get the feeling. It is too tall. I just want to get the feeling of how it would work to have palm trees scattered. If we look away, we look past our inner perception of how tall a palm tree should be. Okay, can we do that, team? Awesome. I heard you say, yes, we can. Just like Barack Obama. President of the United States, in case you didn't know. See, I know things. Alright. United States of America, I suppose you should say. I don't know. Okay, anyway. Definitely, yes. See what this did? This is actually a very interesting thing. The palm tree is terrible. Way too tall. But immediately, just by adding that, this is what I would call detail for this place. Just by having that, then we should move it a little bit. I hope that you start to get a feel of having plenty of those or many or several of those. Will add so much to the place. And one other thing that I see when I see this is that we already actually have a little bit too many colors. Hello, Endermite. Get out of here. We actually have a little bit too many colors. Maybe we get rid of the diorite, huh? And we only go with that light gray. I do like the diorite though. I'm not sure. It's interesting. It's a lot of things that I have to think about and process in my head. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. Look out for the live stream. It's gonna be a separate video informing you which time we do it. I hope that you join me. We'll be doing a little bit of landscaping things and just hanging out, chilling out, having a nice Saturday evening. It will be very late for me though. I don't know how long it will be going for, but I guess you can find out by joining it. Do I have any iron? I do. Good. I'm gonna take that palm tree down, and then I'll continue working here just a little bit. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Hope that you've enjoyed seeing how frustrated my mind can be at times. And yeah, that's gonna do it. So have a fantastic day, and I'll see you hopefully in the stream. If not, I'll see you in the next episode.